Broadcasting alive from the Green Room Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, it's the At Home Show with Josh Cary and David Bates, celebrating 25 years of home and garden wisdom. Without further ado, your hosts, Josh Cary and David Bates.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning, the third Saturday in October. But that doesn't mean anything because you have to watch the At Home Show before the football game today. Isn't that right, David Bates?
That is absolutely correct.
Yep.
And however the game goes, it's just the way it goes. But we're here is to help you to know how your gardening and your day-to-day life, because gardening just goes on.
Whether it's inside or outside.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
It's either way, the garden rolls on, and we're going to help you get through it. We're going to start with the weather today.
Okay.
And, of course, today is Saturday, the 21st of October, and this month is getting on past us. But what a glorious day for late October. It's going to be 80 degrees and sunshine. Cannot beat it. Beautiful conditions, and maybe a bit breezy late in the afternoon, but other than that, pretty outstanding. Going to chill down a bit tomorrow, 69-44 for the extremes of temperatures tomorrow. So a little cool off, but still very nice. Monday, a few clouds will roll in, but the temperatures will warm just a bit. 76, 55. 56 rather, 78, 57 Tuesday, still a few clouds as there is on Wednesday, 78, 61. A few more clouds roll in towards the end of the week, 77, 58, 72, 60 for Friday and a week out. Glorious. Looks like 72, 59. So it's a very pleasant, mild conditions this morning. Temperatures are and I don't even have my thermometer up here, but it's pleasantly
chilly.
Yes, chilly in the upper 40s, and it's all in all great gardening weather for Nashville, Middle Tennessee, and no matter what you're going to get into, the weather will be quite satisfactory for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely, it will. What about Tuscaloosa? What's it going to be in Tuscaloosa today? Carnage.
It's probably going to be a few more clouds down that way. I'm guessing. I haven't looked
orange
at it
clouds.
I don't know. The thing about weather in football games is that it tends to be the same weather on both sides.
Yes.
So I don't ever play. For me personally, weather really is not a factor. Whoever wins or loses, it's fodder for excuses.
You were an offensive guard, is that correct?
I was. Yes, in high school.
Are you an offensive gardener now?
Yes, he is.
I could be considered such. I try not to be as offensive as maybe I have been in days gone by.
Hey,
but
the show's
don't
early.
We all?
It's early in the show, so we'll get there.
That is true. One of the things that might get me accused of such is to fail to introduce the remainder of our panel here. Tyler Blankenship. Tyler, good morning to you.
Good morning,
today.
David.
And of course, Josh.
Everyone.
Glad to have you back in studio today.
Thank you.
Across the way, Caroline Gant and Austin Lowen. Welcome in, guys. Great to see you both today.
Good morning.
And
Hi.
Glad to have the entire crew back in for us. We, as always, appreciate the general manager, Adam Chapman, for stepping in and very capably
unexpectedly 1 week. Yes, so that was good.
Yeah, he's he has his own wry wit that he injects into things, and we always appreciate that. So thank you, Adam, for that. And I know, I know. I'm suspicious that we likely have quite a few questions. Am I correct, Caroline?
I think you are. You are right about that.
Are there housekeeping issues we need to discuss before we roll into those?
I mean, the parking lot still. I'm in awe when I walk on it and drive on it. My parents came out to the lot yesterday, and that was the first thing they said. They were like, it's so nice. The cars are so clean. So.
Your feet don't get muddy. No. Yeah. So, I mean,
you don't trip on the rocks going out to your car.
It really is nice.
The carts roll smoothly. I could go on all day.
We just had a nice
Well-
little rain too, and it washed it off, and it's so clean.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to here in the next 10 days or so getting it striped.
Oh, very nice.
And
Yes. Horizontally or vertically?
I was hoping for this rain that would kind of rinse off all of that
Scuzz.
the paving traffic and the dust associated. So anyway, I'm still working on figuring that out to try to get the most efficient use out of all the space we've got. It's we want it to get as many spaces as possible. We don't want to crowd people, so we got to think a little more about that. But be that as it may, let's digress and go back
Hey, Caroline,
to.
Hey, Tyler.
do you want to address something from last week?
You know
and
what,
clear the air.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Uh-oh,
So
what
I
happened?
have a photo to put up.
Yep.
Oh, Josh,
Uh-oh.
you missed this.
Oh, boy.
Wish we could have brought Adam into the room. That would have been great. So last week we had a question about a mimosa, and I talked about how my weeping chocolate mimosa had died back to the graft, so it came back as the straight species. And I said it grew. I was like, I think it grew about 9 feet because they're fast growers. I love the plant. Again, it's invasive, but I just can't say no to those pink blooms that smell so good. So I did go home and I took a photo to show how tall it was because everyone gave me a hard time about it.
Well, you're 9 feet tall. So
Let's
that's
take a look
18
at that.
feet, right?
That's about 12 feet right
Oh,
there.
okay.
So
Yes.
just wanted to bring that up and hear
There's
some
no
people
forced
say something.
perspective in this shot. Is You're not standing way behind the tree. Are
No,
you?
I'm
It looks
actually
like-
in front of it. I'm not even standing beside it, and it's not the tallest one. So that just goes to show how fast, and look at that face. Take that, y'all.
Pride.
Oh,
How fast mimosa can grow.
Could you intertwine those? And
Yeah, I was actually talking about that. I was looking at it again last night with my husband, and I was like, you know what we should do? We should braid these together, and then I'm going to chop off the top and then see
You
how
don't
it
do it
reflushes
quick.
next year. Oh, yeah, it's about time to do it, but I'm going to play with it because I think,
Oops.
oh, that's my house.
I can't reveal that one. That's for later.
Just kidding. That's not the inside of my house. That would be amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that picture and show it because, yes, it did grow 9 feet. It actually grew about 12 feet.
wow.
So I'll should be
There
showing
you
that to
are.
Adam later. Okay, but
is
also
awesome.
there was one more housekeeping thing I do want to talk about before we get into questions, which is Isley round 2 did come this week. So a lot of people have been asking. We've actually gotten a lot of questions for our no down about when the Isley truck is set to be here. And it is here, y'all. It got here on Tuesday. And stuff is flying. I mean, people were already shopping as it was coming off the truck. It was like Black Friday.
The fall
it's a
color.
special event.
Oh,
The fall color of the maples coming out of Oregon right now is superb. Like it's as good as it's gonna get. They
Yeah.
are beautiful. The Japanese maples specifically is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
just
Like,
go back in our C10, C11 section and look at them.
Oh, it's
stunning.
so good. The
All
yellows,
together?
the orange, the red. It's so good.
so good.
So good.
I think all the staff took pictures. I know Steve, I think, made it his profile picture on Facebook. We were all in awe. But we do have a Japanese maple question. So
Okay.
let's get on into those. Smaller Japanese maple that digs strong shade for an east-facing front bed, 20 feet behind a big maple tree.
Oh, well. I mean, kind of take your pick on that one. I mean, most Japanese maples are okay with some shade, and they're okay being an understory type plant. 20 foot away from another maple is no big deal. You can kind of go, well, almost really any different route. I'd say I would, I guess, avoid like the big growing, like red big leaf Japanese maples. Those prefer more sun to stay that really red. If you don't, give them full sun, they will kind of green up on you. But other than that, like really any of them will kind of be okay in that scenario. It just kind of depends on what you kind of want. Do you want like a weeping habit? Do you want an upright habit? You like a green leaf? Do you like a red leaf?
So many options.
There's so many options. I mean, we sell like what, 50 cultivars?
We have so many. My
100.
mom has a lace
100.
leaf Cerii
Mm-hmm.
that I got her a couple years ago, and it's pretty much in full shade. I mean, it gets dappled sun throughout the day, and that one also grows so fast.
That one's fast.
Yeah, it's big and it's really healthy, and the lace leaves just look gorgeous. So that one I know would do great in shade.
And I particularly like it because it's a green leaf cultivar, and it's just a really good looking tree, regardless of the time of year. Some maples tend to get a little scorched looking at times.
Tamukiyama,
So,
Mr. Wu does not like it in August in Tennessee.
well,
'cause
you
he
know,
gets a
that's just they're
lot of- he
letting
gets
you know they're
sunburned.
getting ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yep, sleepy time. Yeah, my Katsura is in a little bit too much sun, so during the summer it gets a little burned, but now it's pushing out all this new growth and growing like crazy because the sun has changed. So we did get a second Japanese maple question. Top 3 Japanese maples you currently have in stock.
About right behind my head.
Top 3.
Yeah.
That one's hard. I love the full moon.
Yes, that was gonna go. The rising sun, full moon.
I want one of those so bad. I still
Do we
haven't
have any
gotten one.
orangeola?
We do have orangeola. That's a good one. That's a good one for a fall color. Yeah, definitely. And spring color. You know, here in Middle Tennessee, the spring color on Japanese maples is almost better than the fall color, if not better. Like they emerge so vibrant.
Vibrant, yeah.
Yes, that's the word. It's so good. Orangeola is definitely like that. And like Caroline said, the full moon, rising sun, it's got a big leaf. It's a different species altogether. Typically, Japanese maples is Acer palmatum. That's the specific botanical name. This one's Acer japonicum. Japonicum just means like from Japan, pretty much. But it's a big leaf. And God, we've got one right now that is showing off. Showing off. Red, orange, yellow, all in the same leaf.
Wow.
Mostly red, but it is money. It is money, looking good. I can't even say top 3. There's too many.
But you have to. Oh, I think we together as a unit we've gotten to 2.
We've gotten
right?
to 2. I've got a Ryusin. That's a weeping green leaf maple. I like it.
Do we have it in stock?
Yes.
All right,
We've
so
got
there
like
you
10
go.
in stock.
No, Austin, I understand that on your for your columnar trees webinar you did that the Twombly's, which is behind my head and right over there near Tyler, it's a great statement. Japanese maple for a slender example. So if you've got
Yeah.
a spot where you just don't have the width to afford something that really spreads out, that's a really good choice. And obviously the color is outstanding.
Also, when you talk about affording and Japanese maples, folks, just budget it and find where your number's going to be. Because, I mean, they are not inexpensive. So you having the
they're
variety to go with, but they're glorious. And the reason they're not inexpensive is it takes so long for them to get to the point where they actually come to market, right, David?
It's all relative. You know, if the longer it takes for something to get of a given size, the more expensive it's going to be. So things that are slow growing always tend to cost more than things that have a rapid growth habit.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. If it grows slow, it costs more. That's
gosh.
how it is.
We talked about hellebore last week. That's another one that grows slow and is so expensive.
It's probably the priciest perennial you can buy.
Yeah.
It's like at $30 now for a little 1 gallon.
But when they get
But-
established, they are absolutely
I
spectacular.
love them.
They are, and they're very long lived.
Uh-huh.
They're
And they're almost maintenance free too.
Yeah,
You
pretty
just
much.
don't have to do anything to them.
Yeah.
That gives it a lot of value, in my opinion, right
Yep.
there.
I have one. I wish I had like 20.
I'll have to get a picture of my daughter's hellebore bed that they had when they bought their house. It's honestly, folks, it's 20 feet wide and probably 20 feet deep. And
Oh,
it's-
we need a photo of that,
yeah,
Josh.
it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And it's
Come
Fan hair.
February, that would be an outstanding time.
Yes.
Should be spectacular.
Oh, David, you got close to the camera there. All right, so let's get to another question about boxwoods and planters.
Okay.
Boxwoods and planters. Reshape now or wait until spring?
Okay, so your boxwoods have probably shot a little bit of growth this fall. That happens sometimes with boxwoods. So if they're getting stringy, they're getting a little leggy, you need to cut the leg out. I mean, I'm totally fine with you shaping them up now. Like, we've gotten to the point to where night temps are so low, day temps are average. So we're starting to we'll get maybe a little bit warm, but nothing too crazy. So your boxwoods aren't going to just like shoot a lot of growth now. So if you want to go ahead and shape them up, if you're a tidy person like I am, then I'm going to take those boxwoods back and I'm going to get them tightened up for the winter season. Go ahead and do it.
Now you're only talking about taking off the long
Yes.
growth. You're not talking about actually doing any kind of a severe cutback because after all, they're going to look, however you cut them, they're going to look that way all winter long.
Exactly.
So you don't want them to be stubby looking, but
No.
you can certainly shape them up nice right now, and you won't have to trim them again until they flush next year.
Yeah, but if you get them back nice and tight now, then they'll have a nice uniform flush in the spring, and you may not have to really do too much pruning on them.
Well, and that's a mistake that I see is often made is people don't get ahead of the curve. And by doing it right now, it gets you back tight in there. So when that new growth flushes out in the spring, you're going to have nice, even fullness. It'll fill in, perhaps, maybe you still have some dead spots or bare spots in boxwood. It'll really cover up a lot of those flaws that are perhaps in it, and it'll just really make them perfect. That's what everyone loves about boxwood, is that they're this almost perfect little evergreen, sometimes hedging use, but it's they have so many uses. Boxwoods are easily the most adored plant of all species, I think, in the garden. They're used in almost every landscape.
I love boxwoods.
Austin does too.
I do. I do.
We're not gonna talk about it.
No.
This is the first week we're not going to talk about it, really? Since the deep freeze, you're not going to bring it up today? Today's like the day? Like, no, we're not going to talk about Austin's
I'm
dead
trying
boxwood?
you talked about it.
Yeah. It's been talked about every week.
All right, so how are they doing?
They're dead. They're dead. You know what I noticed? The
your
bark
petunias look awesome, though, don't
petunias
they?
look great. They're great.
And then the great thing about wave petunias that you've got growing in that area now is that they're going to look great for a long time. They can handle a lot of really chilly weather. They may get bit back a little bit, but they're still going to. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got flowers at Christmas time.
I know.
Depending on what the weather does.
Yeah, I've seen that with petunias. Petunias are so cold hardy. I mean, I've seen them like literally like 25 degrees. Last year, I observed 25 degrees at night, and they were still okay whenever I got home that day. Now, that day we had a nice warm up fairly quickly. So if that would have stayed 25 to 30 throughout the day, maybe I wouldn't have seen that. But it warmed up quick, and them petunias stayed up.
They are gorgeous.
They're so good.
If y'all haven't seen the picture, I think we brought it up last week, maybe the week before, of Austin's petunias, but also on our Instagram page. So if you want to take a little look at Austin's garden, those petunias we talk about every week, they are there.
At least a part of it.
Boxwoods. I know I talked about how my husband flat-topped one, so that gives me hope, y'all talking about it flushing out. Ben the boxwood will just be smaller than all the other landscape specialist boxwoods.
Ironic because Ben's the biggest.
Because Ben's the tallest. I should take a picture before and after and see what it looks like in a year. Let's talk about crabapple trees. I didn't even know there was a crabapple tree named Tina.
There is.
That's
She's short.
Pretty cool.
She's a short one.
She's a short little crabapple. Well, we have a viewer that has Tina, the crabapple. It flowered last spring, has had red berries, but hasn't had many leaves for a while now. Is it struggling or is this normal?
This is normal. Come to our tree lot for a minute. Come look at our crab apples that we've had from the spring, okay? All of them. This year, for some reason, apples and crab apples loaded with fruit. Loaded. And this is around town. This is on our tree lot. It's in your yard, obviously. They are really focusing on that fruit right now, and they've shut down their leaves a little bit. Now, it's not unusual for crab apples to kind of shut down their leaves a little bit early anyway. That's kind of part of it. They don't have like great fall color. It just kind of is what it is. But this year, they've been loaded with fruit, and whenever they are loaded that much with fruit, they will senesce, and they will drop some of those leaves.
They will what?
Senesce.
Okay.
Like senescence is like the dropping of leaves.
Oh, okay.
That's a grand
got a
horticultural
lesson.
term. But anyway, no, your
I'm the
plant
dumb
is
guy
fine.
in the room. He's got to explain this stuff. So.
Yeah, no.
You are not the dumb guy in the room.
Who is?
Yeah, senescing. Yeah.
I am.
But anyway, your crab apple's probably fine. I say probably. It definitely is fine. I mean, it's holding fruit. That's what it wants to do. But Tina's such a good little dwarf crab apple that blooms white in the spring. Tina, she cute.
Is
Y'all,
she?
Tina's cute.
I need to take a look at Tina. Do we have any Tinas in stock?
Yes.
I think a lot of people get concerned about their plants this time of year as they're going into dormancy, simply because they've gotten accustomed to this active growth stage that occurs from spring through summer, and now that they're going to sleep, or at least going into dormancy, it's frequent for people to misinterpret those signs as there being something wrong. And right now things are just in the shutting down prior to winter stage, which is what they should be doing, Josh, because when we don't have plants really in a good state of dormancy,
Things like
the
December
damage that can
happen
occur
last-
from a
yeah.
freeze like we got last year can be exacerbated greatly. So hopefully that all gets averted this year 100%.
Hey, real quick, what color bloom is on the Tina
White.
crabapple? White.
White, pure white.
Tina.
And all over it.
Classy.
She classy. She's short,
Most short Tinas are very classy.
Uh-huh.
So
but she's also
Tina
cute.
sounds like a short name.
Yeah.
Could be short.
Hey, let's talk about
Make a great
having
Tina.
success in growing whatever it is that you want to grow. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about a Tina crabapple or what you're talking about, Josh. We're talking about Earth Mix garden products.
Good
And
stuff.
because they are blended right here in Nashville, and because that we use the greatest of care to use only the most prolific, the most productive, organic, readily available materials, it is by far the best growing media you're going to find. It doesn't matter if you're talking about pre-prepared mixes that don't require any additives, or if you're just wanting to buy an amendment such as Earth Mix Landscape or one of the composts such as Supernatural or Relief or Magic. All of those things really add tremendous quality to your soil. But more than that, they give you much greater success in your gardening efforts, with which we hope to reduce by giving you soil that really gives your plants the ability to adapt, be able to grab a hold of the media that they're in, and be able to get well established and make them decidedly more able to withstand drought and things like that. So if you're in any way thinking about planting, and of course you are, because that's why you're watching this program, we recommend you check out Earth Mix, and it's available all over the Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Indiana, Ohio, northern Alabama areas. Go to the website earthmix.net, click on the Find Earth Mix tab, and once you're there, you're going to see the map come up that shows all of the various areas, and my little map's going to come up here, and I'm going to allow this, and it's going to show all the areas around Middle Tennessee, Kentucky. All you got to do is either zoom into a location near you or put your address in this box
Right there.
for turn-by-turn directions to the location nearest you. And just remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And we appreciate you giving us a moment to talk to you about that and help you have success in your gardening and take the work out of it, because gardening is supposed to be a fun thing. And if you're not preparing your soil correctly,
Wasting
it
your
becomes a little
time.
too much like work. So
Yeah.
check out Earth Mix, and please support those kind resellers who are out there in the Earth Mix network that are really what make the product special, is the fact that we've got these great independent garden centers and other independent retailers that sell it. You cannot purchase it at a box store, so it won't be available there. So check it out, Earth Mix.
It's cool that starting out from the center of Nashville in every cardinal direction, you can find Earth Mix.
Exactly.
So
wow. Take a little road trip. See
What
all
about
the
Blue
people who
Jay
sell it.
direction? Does it have to be Cardinals?
okay, if you want to, you win, Josh. Whatever.
Mockingbird?
Oh, Josh, you won.
Okay.
That's better because it's the state bird.
It is.
There you
We're
go.
in Tennessee. They're so loud and giant.
And annoying.
They're big. They're big birds.
They're bullies.
They are bullies.
I don't like a mockingbird.
Do you know what's loud and giant but not annoying?
What's that?
in room with Caroline?
Yeah, buddy.
Whoa, that was a perfect transition. Thank you for that, Tyler. I wasn't expecting it. Hey, here's my face. Good morning. Let's start on that other side of the room, back where we were. So going under the TV. Hi. We've got Pinky Winky Prime Panicle Hydrangea. So look
Pinky
at
Winky.
that color.
Pinky Winky Prime.
I just
Pinky
have
Winky
issue
Prime.
with that name. I mean, it's a beautiful plant, but the name just bothers me. I don't know why.
Does it?
I shouldn't.
You didn't like
Yeah.
the Teletubbies either. You didn't like Tinky
Oh,
Winky.
that could be why.
I mentioned
I
that this
guess.
morning.
Yes.
Well, we went with the red pink theme over there. So we've already talked about Twombly's red, the slender Japanese maple. Again, Austin has his slender tree webinar. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out. Bates Botanical
It's a
Boot
great
Camp.
one.
We have some photos of some mature specimens. On
Caroline,
Yeah,
the,
you
we
wanna
we
check
did
that
have a
out.
question about the Pinky Winkies. What is the light requirement on that one? Do you know?
Lots of sun. I mean, I know all my
Okay.
panicles are in like full sun,
Okay.
or like at least, I would say at least 4 to 6 hours.
Okay.
But if you want a lot of blooms, I mean, my limelights that get the most blooms are in the sun all day long, from morning till night. And I would assume to get that like deep kind of pink color too, you'd really want it to have some
Absolutely
good
stunning.
sun. Yeah.
You're right.
I might need some of those for I need all of the plants. You know, I
Yes.
say that every time. And then down in front, we've got some St. John's wort. Always a hard name for me to say. This is floral berry
for Austin.
champagne. Yes. And actually, Austin said it wrong once and then it stuck in my head forever. And that's why I can't say it. He called it St. John's wad. And
Thanks.
now that's all I hear when I try to say St. John's wort.
so
which
funny.
Is one of my favorite perennials. But-
Even the little buds are pretty.
yeah,
I mean, that's-
so after it flowers, it gets these like little berries.
Yeah.
Some are red, some are more orange. These are white. This is actually one that I planted this year. I think I planted it about a month and a half ago. It was done blooming, but I stuck it in the ground. It actually rebloomed. So it's not in full show right now, but I've got some really, really nice blooms. I paired it with purple arrow little blue stem and a dark leaf crepe myrtle.
Wow.
So I'm excited for that bed to take off. Down in front, we've got some beautiful red snapdragons. We bring these in a lot. I love them. I have them in my mixed planters as we showed a couple weeks ago. Yeah, point to it, Tyler.
I'm trying.
Hey, those are also Tennessee grown. Shout out PWP Greenhouses out of Pall Mall, Tennessee.
David's showing off the snapdragons too.
Uh-huh.
Look at that hand.
Yeah.
And what
Look
is he
at
showing
that.
off back there? That's a little pygmy barberry. I'm not the biggest barberry fan, but this one is cute. And the leaves look more red on the monitor here, but it's actually almost like a dark purpley black color. So if you're into
Yeah.
goth gardening, I mean, this one's spiky, it's dark.
It's definitely more
It's little.
compact.
Yeah.
very good passive security system too. If you place
Yeah.
it underneath the window.
For
Those
micro
are so
dogs?
little though. I
No.
feel like
Little
yeah.
dogs?
Little
Yeah.
dogs. Little dogs.
Like if you had a miniature chihuahua.
maybe some Tinas that
There's a
might be
big
trying to
chihuahua?
bring
Stop
into
it.
your house. Yeah. But that's
There's
what we've got on
regular.
that side. And then coming over here, I have to say this I think is my favorite display that Austin and I have ever done on this side of the room.
Y'all, it's got
Favorite.
depth.
It
Yep.
has
Look at that.
so
It's
much depth.
different.
So
it draws you in.
my top one was, I think last spring we did boxwoods and pansies, and it was just so classy. That one was really good. That was up
You're
there,
welcome.
but this one, that was, as you can guess, mostly Austin who designed that one. This one, I think, tops it. So we've got some really, really cute mums. They're in full bloom right now. We're very stocked on mums and annuals down in the greenhouse. So
We have
come and get
massive
'em.
mums.
We have some huge mums. We also have little bitty mums. We've got all sizes. And then right here in front, this is something that came off the Isley truck. And I think I'm going to take one home and try it in a pot and see how it does. But it's a whipcord Western red cedar.
Wow.
Yeah, so it has that hair look. I mean, we get questions a lot of the time about like, I have this cool face planter. What should I put in it? This one would be a great one. It has kind of a hair look. Oh, Austin's holding one up. Let's let Vanna display. Oh, look at that. Put it behind. Give yourself a ponytail. Yeah.
Man bun.
Look
Oh my
at that.
gosh.
Look at that pony. I'm
Wow.
going to screenshot that later. That's fun. And then right in the middle, we've got some little twisty pines. Austin's going to show that one off as well.
It's all twisted.
It's all twisted. Look at it. It looks wild.
Cool.
So we got a lot more of these little small Isley specimens in. So you can, get a fancy pot, treat it like a bonsai, just keep it pruned, see where it goes. But they're also very price friendly. I like to start small with stuff and watch it grow and really nurture it. Then we've got one of these mini maples. So we talked about it. It's so tiny. And
tiny.
you look so mad holding it.
I'm not mad.
You had a mad face for a second. You don't look mad anymore.
What cultivar is that, Austin?
Not. It's straight species.
Oh, it's just
Acer palmatum.
Uh-huh.
Just a tiny little Japanese
I mean,
maple.
tip it forward. So Austin was
Oh,
talking
cool.
about the leaf color, how when it comes out, it's
beautiful.
like green, yellow, red, orange. So just look at that from the base. You've got like This green
Does this
in
show a
the center.
mature size?
Yeah. Mature size?
Yep.
I can tell you.
Okay.
I can tell
Yeah,
you.
I
how
mean, is
big
this
it
basically a
the
sapling?
good thing about having one of those in a pot is that you don't have to bring it in. You
No.
can just
No.
leave it out all year long. As long as you'll water it really well before you have a severe freeze, it'll be good all year long. So
And this
there-
one's only
yeah.
$30.
Wow.
And you, of course, at some point, it's likely going to get large enough where you're going to have to transplant it into the ground. So you can, but you'll have a few years to contemplate. That is, unless you decide to take it out and root prune it and do the bonsai effect on it. So
Which would be
there's that.
a cool way to go. I've seen some really cool bonsai Japanese maple. But we do have a few of those in stock. Again, we restocked on all the small Isley plants, and we are full up on those. Austin is pulling out Tiger Eye Viola. I don't know if we can get a close-up,
we
Tyler,
zoom
on
on
this
this?
one, because this...
We gotta zoom.
It's gonna. You need to stick your arm towards the camera.
There we
go.
go.
Manual zoom.
Manual zooming. Reach on over that Taylor. That Taylor.
He's got long arms.
He's going closer. Oh man, look at that.
looks like
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
eyeliner.
It looks like eyeliner. Yeah, look.
It's
kind
veiny.
of like
It's veiny.
eyelashes a little bit.
Yes.
These are so cool. You almost have
good.
to see them in person. So thank you, Austin, for leaning forward to
I
show
think
that
you
off.
actually have to see
you
them in
do,
person.
because
Yeah.
I'm awful at that.
No, you were great at that. It's the tech, not you. But these came in the other day. I can't remember what truck they came in on.
PWP from Tennessee, baby.
From
Pi-
Tennessee.
PWP.
So get you some Tennessee violas. But
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, they're so cool. And then lastly, we've got a little tiny Mugo pine down in front. Again, one of these small Isley specimens that we got in with this second Isley truck.
Wherever you go, Mugo.
Mugo.
That's
so y'all
right.
better get on out here, get these tiny little violas, look at all of this Isley color that we have in the nursery, all of the conifers that we got. I mean, we talk about Isley all the time, but it's definitely, I would say, across the board, the staff favorite truck that we get in twice a year. Well,
Yeah.
this year I think this was like the fourth, but spring and fall, we just get so much of it in now.
It's just the event.
You should have seen the unload of that truck. I think it took you guys like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It was a
big
full
one.
truck.
Yeah, and
was
there
sore.
keeps being things squirreled off to the side. You go, who are these for? No. Those are not for sale. Those are,
Do not trouble yourself.
that's going to my house. And
Yeah.
that happens a lot because there's just so many cool things. And of all the, we're very fortunate to have a lot of people who are legitimate plant nerds and plant aficionados. We're the worst. Because we see stuff on there and we just gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have
That's
it.
where all of our
Very
money
tempting.
goes. It's crazy.
Seriously.
I have so many plants.
I need one more pansy.
You should get one of these. I know.
No.
It'll match your, okay, you got mad.
No. That is not the color theme.
Real quick before we dive into some other chaos, Nina is asking, do I mix in earth mix now in a new bed for roses I'm creating, or do I blend it in at bare root planting time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, there it is.
So the answer is yes now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly you can do it now. Or then.
when you plant them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either
David's
one.
right. It doesn't
Cool.
matter. Either way.
Nice.
But nice of you to start a rose garden. I've been honestly thinking about starting a rose garden. Y'all.
Another one?
No.
A proper
Okay.
one,
So,
probably.
yes, a proper one. I'm going to make it proper.
one, okay.
I attended a meeting with the Rose Society, and they got me, like, excited about growing roses. Okay?
You didn't attend the meeting. You spoke at the meeting.
I did. I had an hour-long speech on
Yes.
hydrangeas. I just went hydrangea
And
wild
I'm
on
sure
it.
you were passionate.
They had
yes.
keg when David spoke to him. Did they
I'm
have
sure it was a
keg that day you were there?
sermonette because you know
Oh, yeah.
Sermonette.
Austin is not he's not ambivalent towards anything. He feels strongly about stuff.
Yes.
Particularly when it comes to roses. He can become. He's got to have like some of those old preachers have a handkerchief to wipe his mouth with.
It's true.
because
Uh-huh.
You're right,
He just
David.
gets really excited about it,
Uh-huh.
and that is contagious.
It is. And I want to make a whole new bed. I want to make a spot for roses. Just roses.
Yep.
But gosh, that takes work.
Yes.
Oh, it takes so much work here.
Just take us through your journey if you do it.
Okay, I will. I
Nina
haven't
says,
started it yet.
Austin, Nina says she has 85 plus roses. What are you going to do?
Nina.
Is Nina here in Tennessee?
Nina, get to me.
Nina, let us know. Yeah, get
Are you
to
here? I
Austin.
need pictures. My God, 85 roses? Surely you got if you got 85 roses, you've got at least like 1,085 pictures of your roses.
That's right.
I know
at
that.
least.
Plant
So I
people
know
have pictures.
Roses are hard here in Tennessee.
Oh.
So that's why Austin feels the way he feels right now.
I do. Hey,
That's why I want to know if Nina
She
is in
says
fact
She says
it's
it's
worth it.
it.
That's right.
Yes.
it is. She's right. Nina, I like you. Already.
You done made a
You're
friend.
doing it. You got 85 roses. Like you're
You are
killing it.
You're really doing it.
Yeah.
We need to see pictures, Nina, of this rose garden.
Absolutely.
We'll share them.
Yeah.
How many sprayers you got? You got to be. You've been spraying. If you live in Middle Tennessee, you've been spraying them. I know you have. If they're clean,
She
are your
says
roses
she's coming
clean?
in this week. So, okay. Annette, there's a comment on the Facebook page. So true. Can't seem to get that point across. What? What are you talking about?
What?
We've been all over the place. So there's
Yes.
no
Okay.
Yeah. We,
Hard to know
How
which
long ago
point.
did she comment that?
15 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
oh God, that's done
Could be
well.
anything.
We've been rolling.
Alexis over here on the Bates page is saying, speaking of amending gardening beds, which is better, topsoil or garden soil?
No, well, the garden.
Supernatural
Yeah.
and earth mix.
Yeah,
Supernatural.
I mean, if you have pretty good soil already,
Yeah.
probably the best and easiest thing to do is simply to amend it with supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to give you all the things that you need to really get your microbe levels back up. You know, you're going to be reintroducing a lot of endo and ectomycorrhiza fungi into it, humic acid, a lot of additional organic material. So just by doing that, you're going to really make life pretty easy on yourself. And if you do it, whether you do it right now or whether you wait and do it in the spring, it will work either way. So if you've got the time to do it right now, it's a really great time. It may be one of those chores you can get done in the fall. And because in the springtime, you probably want to be busy planting. So that would be one less thing to have to do at that time.
I love Supernatural.
Yeah.
I use it every year.
When I amend my Supernatural, it's like mixing brownie mix.
Yep.
And you just can't resist it. And you're like, ooh, anything that's going to go into here is going to do so good.
The little mantis tiller just loves it. I mean, they just get in there and they spin it all around and have it all. They have such a good
It
time.
makes it perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. Never a bad time to add organic material.
Nope.
That's right.
No.
Never.
Ever.
Never, ever.
Jack is asking, do y'all have any of the native rhododendrons that Austin talked about in a video a while back?
Oh man. Yes, we should right now. Those are probably the deciduous.
The deciduous are the native. The orange bloomers.
the deciduous azaleas.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, technically, an azalea is a rhododendron. That's its genus, but yeah,
All azaleas are rhododendron, not all rhododendron
other
are
way
azaleas.
yeah. But we should have some right now. I'm pretty sure we do.
yeah.
Pretty sure we do.
We
I
can
call
check it
for an
for ya.
inventory check.
Don't get that radio out. It's going to make all of our
No.
ears hurt.
Don't visit that chaos
But I
upon
bet
us.
we do. I love my
Oh my
deciduous azalea.
One of
I got dancing rabbit. I think that's what it's called.
yeah, you dancing. Yeah, it was dancing rabbit, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And then Tallulah Sunset is another
Uh-huh.
one, right? Yeah.
There's so many that are good. You know, people come from all over the world to the Smoky Mountains to see the deciduous azaleas in bloom. They do.
so pretty.
They come there to see that. I want to see that. I haven't seen that yet.
I've
You
seen
have
it.
not seen that
I've
yet?
lived here my whole life. I've never seen that
really?
You know why,
Gotta go
don't
up
you?
there.
Because
because it's in the spring.
it's in the spring. Yeah,
We live here in the spring.
everything that happens in the spring, we've never seen it.
That's right.
I can tell you that for 67 years
Yeah.
with certainty. There's just a whole lot of things that I've
It's
never
quite
seen.
amazing.
We're here for
Way it
you
goes.
in the spring.
That's right. We are here for you. And we're here for these questions. So let's get some more in. Are water oaks good trees for this area? I don't even know what a water oak is.
The old water oak. Shout out to my dad in East Texas who's got a water oak in his yard. Quercus nigra. Yes, this is the botanical. And water oaks can live here. Are they native here? No, actually. They're
Do they
not.
want to live here?
Well, they're much more, hence the name water oak. They're a very coastal oak. Okay, kind of like a live oak, if you will, a little bit. They have these short little kind of stubby leaves. There's like a million of them. And like I said, they can live in Middle Tennessee. You can plant them.
They're-
We've actually
you know,
never
the-
carried them here that I know of.
the best, more local choice would be a willow oak, which has a very similar leaf. It doesn't have the little lobe on it like the water oak has, but they're still both very slender. I mean, you get a billion leaves with a tree. They have just huge numbers of them. If I were trying to decide, I think I would go with a willow oak. They really do well here. And from 30 feet away, they will not look different. They do the same thing. They just have that one little lobe on the leaf on the water oak, that the willow oak just has a leaf that's, as the naming indicates, more similar to a willow leaf look, although they have no part of willow in them. They just have a slender leaf.
They just have lots of them.
Yeah, I actually had to identify a tree. Like I said, in my dad's yard in East Texas, he didn't know what his oak was. We all knew it was an oak, and I had to identify it. So I did, and I identified it as a water oak. And this past year, he told me it died. Yeah. Or did it die, or did they have to do something? Maybe the company, maybe like the electrical company had to do something. I'm not sure what it was. But he lost his water oak, okay? And then he had to plant a new one. You know what he planted? You know what I talked him into?
Right.
A Chinese pistache.
Oh, that's a great choice.
They live great down in Texas.
Yes,
Compound
they do.
leaves, beautiful fall color, red fall color, just fantastic. He planted one of those. Shout out, Daddy. Hope you're doing good out there in Texas.
Yep. Water oak, Kimberly commented that you should see them on the eastern shore of Maryland, which is absolutely in a coastal plain, and
Yes.
I agree. They are gorgeous.
Yep,
Yes.
they're native there. They're native there. That's good.
Hey, there's all kinds of trees, man, not just trees, all kinds of everything for that matter. Anything that you're thinking about growing in your garden or in your landscape, we've got it at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. We have fall selections still arriving daily. We've got a complete selection of perennials. We've got all manner of trees, shrubs, ground covers, ornamental grasses. And my grandmother there, you see on the picture,
Nanny!
she got everything started 91 years ago, and we still continue to this day to bring you the very finest selection of everything horticultural, color, no matter whether it's from foliage or from flowers. We're going to help you to have a landscape that really defines your personality, something that helps you stand out, and something that helps you to have success, because that's the whole point is, we don't want you to have things that you're having difficulty with. So we really work hard at giving you the tools, be it the selection of plants to choose from or the amendments for your soil. We're a proud seller of Earth Mix Garden products. We really feel strongly about what that does to help you to have the best success. And of course, when you come out to Bates Nursery and Garden Center, you're going to encounter an entire staff of horticultural professionals that can help you to get the right plants in the right place the first time. Bring photographs out on your smartphone or your tablet. And once we have those and gives us a little insight into the area that you're working on, we'll help you make those decisions so you don't get home and not know what you're going to put or where you're going to put it. And you're going to be able to get things selected in such a way that 5 or 6 years down the road, you have understood that this thing's going to grow.
Yep.
And it might need some extra space. So we've helped you make those decisions. So come on out and see us. We're really easy to find. We're conveniently located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike. And that's just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville. I promise you, and Josh, as you can confirm, even from Smyrna or beyond, it's worth the drive from anywhere. And we want to take just a moment. We talked about it briefly last week. Thank you to the readers of Nashville Scene and, of course, our Bates Rewards members who helped vote for us. We, for the 20th time, were voted Best Nursery and Garden Center in Nashville. We take that at honor seriously, and we don't just assume that that's going to happen. We really continue to work on honing what we do, improving our facilities and our selection and our practices. And additional to that, I've got this little blog that I write every week. And if you can scroll down the page on the website, you'll see that the next section down is the newsletter sign up. If you'd like to get my newsletter that I write every week, you can put your name and email address in, and actually check that you want to receive it. Click on that. You'll be enlisted and entered right into the mailing list, and you'll get that in your inbox one time a week. We do not share your information with anybody. And as we approach 31,000 subscribers to that, which I am extremely honored by that. We really appreciate you taking the time to read what I put forth out there and to do business with us. We really try to make a difference in Nashville and Middle Tennessee, and we appreciate the opportunity to get to do that with you. So thank you for supporting Bates Nursery and Garden Center and for all the various things we do. Beautifying Nashville since 1932, Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and we appreciate you giving us a moment to talk about that and to, as the newsletter this week says, not rest on our laurels, or no resting on laurels is the actual case. So either figuratively or literally.
Yep.
We don't want to break them. And we also, there's a lot to do to keep things going. We've made a lot of improvements. The parking lot thing's the most recent thing, and
It really is cool.
but as you look
Guys.
around, there's still a lot to do.
Yep. So just keep moving. Yep. Come out here because, folks, I see a lot of garden centers. I've never seen Pinky Winky anywhere else.
Prime.
I'm Pinky Winky Prime. I've never seen it. So
These prime varieties are supposed to be improved with more upright stems that don't
wow.
droop as much.
Wow.
And that is one thing about many new cultivars is that the cultivar from, say, 4 or 5 years ago is not the same as it is today. They're constantly looking for newer and improved varieties. So if you bought so this one actually has prime added to the name?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, and I think that the growth habit of those is very indicative of what they're saying. It is standing up better. I never have liked that look where they flop severely. So that's a very good look. But again, full sun plant, you need to get them, keep them in the sun if you're going to get a heavy bud count, and you're going to keep them standing up nice and tall.
Startling. It's beautiful.
Shauna wants to talk about winterizing. I have 10 gardenias I had to replace this year. What is the best way to winterize? I came back in with foolproof and frostproof.
Gardenias.
Gardenias?
Here are sassy.
The toughest of all plants to grow, in my estimation. I'd call them almost
impossible.
Yeah.
At least improbable.
Yeah.
It's that's a name, frostproof. Just remember, it doesn't say freeze proof. It says frostproof.
Frostproof. Yeah.
They're just picky here, y'all, and not even picky. That's not the word. They like
happy.
it warm.
Yep.
Yeah, we get cold here, and they don't like it. They're supposed to be an evergreen plant. Are they? Not typically.
I don't think it gets cold in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the places that they're native to.
So
kind of need to treat them as a sometimes hardy annual.
So
I mean, seriously, if you're gonna put those out, just know that the chances are that they could freeze. They're going to almost certainly freeze back to the ground every year. You may be able to do some mulching around them that might be able to preserve them where they don't freeze out. That way you could cut them back severely and let them grow back out every year. But gardenias they're more than persnickety. They're just not that hardy here. And a lot of people want them.
Yep.
The fragrance of the flowers is spectacular, but have your expectations in the right spot and understand that there's a good chance they're not going to make it, particularly if you don't take extra measures to mulch them and protect them over the winter months.
Shout out to Tyler holding it down in Mission Control.
Yeah, you did it, Tyler.
Yeah.
thanks, Colin. Appreciate that.
Colin must be an IT guy or something. He loves
No,
Tyler.
he's into podcasting.
Oh.
He's
Oh, that's that Colin. I saw him a couple days ago. You know what he was? What's
no,
up,
not
Colin?
that Colin, the Colin.
Oh, the Colin.
It's actually not Mission Control. It's the Battle Bridge over there is where it is.
I have not created a term for it. There's no
Okay.
official
Well,
term.
we just
Hey,
did.
he was out here the other day buying pansies and putting his tulips down below
Yes,
them.
It was good to see you.
It was. It was good. What's up, my dude?
You know what else it's good to see too?
What?
The end music. With Austin. Holding
Hi.
it down, as you say.
Y'all, there ain't much in bloom. There ain't much in bloom right now, but I'll give you a few. I'll give you just a few, okay? Grass is still going,
Yes.
okay? My Chinese snowball viburnum. If you're not growing a Chinese snowball viburnum, I'm telling y'all, I've talked about it for the past couple weeks. Crisp, white blooms, and they bloom right now and also in the spring. Like, what's not to love? Grows very, very fast. It's a viburnum, so it grows anywhere. Like, great plant to grow. Y'all, come on. I got some 3 gallons out here right now for like $30. $30 shrub. Like, throw it in the dirt. Come on.
Yep.
All right. Anemone. Anemone's great. Love it. Dainty, beautiful little blooms. Love them. The annuals are still blooming, y'all, but hey, it's time to get them out. I'm sorry, but it's time. Your Vinca looks good. Your Lantana looks good. That's all cool. You better get them out and get your pansies in,
'Cause
or,
I got you.
or you're not going to have a good pansy crop. Y'all, next week is like 70s, like mid 70s, almost up into 80. Like, this is prime growing pansy time, okay? Like, pansies need some good warmth to get the green good, and then it'll make your flowers good through the wintertime.
Yep.
So get your annuals out. I just did it. I meant to send pictures to Tyler. I was too late. He scolded me this morning because I was too late. I'm always late on
show
this.
business, baby.
That's right. I wasn't ready. But I ripped out my Vinca. Got it all clean. Vinca looked good still, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. My kids were like, Daddy, why are you pulling out those flowers? They look so good. And I'm like, they gotta go. They gotta go. And pansies are in. All right? We have 1 billion pansies. Come on and get them. Celosia's still looking good. Pansies, mums, y'all. That's what's blooming. Caroline wrote down prickly pear is fruiting.
Yes.
Yeah, so not a bloom, but almost more attractive than the bloom. So they have these like dark purple, kind of maroon fruit, and now's the time to start harvesting it. Now that it's kind of soft, mine look great right now.
Caroline, I need to
you
know
eat
how to
yours?
harvest. I have some on mine.
Gloves and a knife.
Do you eat it? Why would we harvest it?
Yes.
Let me ask this.
Yeah,
Why
you
would-
can eat it. You
Absolutely.
can.
Yeah, is it good though?
It is.
Yes.
It tastes
Have you
like
not
a
had-
very light strawberry. I brought some in last year.
I didn't
Were you
get
like,
that.
yuck, Caroline?
I didn't
have
get
to
that
eat
batch.
this."
Have you not had the probably artificially to semi-naturally flavored prickly pear hibiscus agua fresca from Panera Bread?
No.
You couldn't even get it out. You
No,
love
I
it
couldn't.
so much.
That's a mouthful.
It really does add to the flavor, and I want to try it.
I ain't
Really
even
good.
never been to a Panera Bread. No, I don't know what that is. But I need
don't
to eat.
know what that
I need to eat a prickly pear fruit.
Man doesn't
So-
leave Cheatham County.
I'll
So,
bring you
come on.
one
Except for
tomorrow.
Bates.
But the way I
Should be
harvest it, Tyler,
Should be making some prickly pear preserve.
Yep.
Yes.
yep, you can make a lot.
Yeah, go on and whip that up for us.
Once it
Carol.
gets
Triple P.
I am not going to whip
Yes.
that up for everybody. Once they get ripe, though, the spines aren't quite as dangerous because the fruit does have the spines on it. So I twist it off, and then I'll use like a glove or a fabric to kind of pull the rest of the spines off. And then once it is, what's the word I'm looking for?
We used to
Ripe.
split them.
Ripe.
We used to split them and use a spoon.
You can open them. They have
Yeah.
these crazy seeds in
Yeah.
them. I actually sent a picture to a group thread, Tyler and
That's what it
Austin had
was.
been
I was
last
like,
night.
what is this
I was
purple
out in my
mess?
yard eating some. But yeah, they will color. My hands are probably still kind of.
You got that?
Okay,
little
that's
bit.
a little stretch.
Got that poke salad color?
It does. It's the same. Like DC the other day, he got some poke salad berries all in his glove, and you were
funny.
like, DC, we're.
DC's messing in the poke salad.
And he was like,
Well,
oh,
you know,
man, it's all in
my
my
Don't eat
grandmother's
poke salad.
my grandmother said they used to make ink with pokeberries
Yep.
back
Yeah,
in the day.
absolutely.
You crush up chalk and mix it with pokeberry ink. Essentially, when you bust those seeds, I
mash.
mean, they stain you big time, but
Yes.
it makes good ink. So, FYI to
Don't eat them.
natural, don't eat them.
No, 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 no.
No. Unless you cook
Kimberly
the
says she's
right
still
way.
got irises blooming. What's up with that? It's just blasting out in the fall.
What?
Yep.
Did she just plant them?
No, she says they're still blooming, so I would imagine they've been
Wow.
in.
Is it possible to the perennial irises when you plant them that they bloom?
I have.
Or-
I can't remember the name of the iris. It's a weird iris. It's really small, and I planted it in the spring, and it's blooming right now.
Is it that ground iris or whatever?
No, that one only really blooms in the spring for me. This one, I want to say tiger's not chocolate. Nah, I'll take a picture. We'll talk about it next week. But we are towards our last few minutes, so I want to get some more questions in because we did get a lot of annual questions in this week. When should I plant daffodil bulbs? Is this weekend too soon?
No, negative. It's perfect. This is perfect bulb time.
Do it now. How late is too late for daffodil bulbs?
3:30.
There is no too late for daffodils, really. I mean, besides like once we get into like spring or something, like you need to do it like while it's cold. So go ahead and get them in. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, no. You do want to avoid planting them too early because then if it's really warm weather, they might try to jump up, in the fall or whatever. But like now, no. Night temps are low. It's time to plant bulbs. It's bulb planting time.
And if you really want to get the cultivars you're looking for, go ahead and buy them, even if you don't want to plant them right now. I mean, there's no urgency, there's no rush to plant them, but they once they sell out, they're gone for the year. So if you see cultivars or certain colors that you really like, you ought to go ahead and get them, and then you can plant them, in a few weeks from now if you wish. So there's no particular rush, but they will run out.
Yes, they will. So is pre-chilling all bulbs necessary? They take up valuable garage fridge space. Do we need to pre-chill them?
Ours already have been
putting
pre-chilled,
the beer.
so there's no need.
I mean, you have to make your choices. Do you want to have beer in the garage fridge, or do you want to have bulbs in the garage fridge?
Or you get 2
Yes.
fridges in your garage.
There you go.
Or do you load it with Diet Pepsi? Like
And
my
sparkling
grandparents.
water.
The good thing about us is that you can come out and buy your bulbs and then go home and plant them right in the ground.
Yes.
And they're going to bloom next spring. So you don't have to do that.
Well, I'm wondering if
They've
she
already
brought hers up.
had
Oh,
they've already had
she's-
dormancy built in. They've been pre-chilled, so you're buying bulbs that are already ready to plant. So whether you plant them immediately or if you wait a few weeks, it won't really matter.
Yeah, pre-chill. Put them in the fridge. When should I start planting pansies and violas?
Today.
Now.
Just told
A
you.
month
I
ago.
just told you.
Should have been about for I just did mine this past week, but I wish I would have done it like 3 weeks ago, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But do it. It's time.
I'm going to do mine on Sunday.
KLG is asking on YouTube, just bought at some Japanese holly at Bates last week. Tips on planting. Today is planting day.
All right.
Oh, planting
good work.
is the best.
Nothing weird. Nothing weird about planting them.
Nope, dig a hole.
Yeah, dig a hole a little bit bigger than that pot. Slam them in.
Slam them on in.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully you got some earth mix landscape to mix with the
Absolutely.
soil.
have your little bag of soil next to you, ready to go. Mix it in with your native soil. Press it in firmly. That's a big
That's a
common
big one.
mistake.
Yep.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you. You don't want to be loose with your planting. You really want that soil tight around that root zone. And then you're going to soak it. You're going to keep it nice
Drown
and
it.
moist right around that root zone. And then it's going to be great. You're going to love it.
And when Austin says soak it, he means
Drown it.
water it,
Soak
let
it.
it soak in. Water it, let it soak in.
Yes, multiple times, not just once.
Multiple times. This question, I know Tyler would have a lot to say about it. How to prep an in-ground banana tree for the winter. Do I cut it down?
Oh ho 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 ho! Do you
Tyler.
man.
cut it down? I don't. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's gonna get really slimy, brown, and messy
Oh,
if you
it's
don't.
yuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
It's
really
a yuck thing.
Yeah, because basically that's all herbaceous. So when it gets hit, and also
It's
the
squishy.
banana fluid is sticky.
Yeah.
It's
And then it
99% water.
Yes.
Sticky water.
And it turns brown when exposed to oxygen. So you will stain everything, even just coming into contact with it. I have a machete. I have a handsaw.
Yes.
You can just go get your jungle Rambo on. And
Yes, get a
just-
sword.
Yeah, sword. I mean, be safe though. Don't. We didn't tell you to do this. This is just me
No, be wild.
expressing Austin. So, and then I usually just get them out of there. I compost them. I cut the logs up into tiny little chunks so they can break down. They take a long time to compost because, again, there's so much water in there.
So much.
And
I
it's
bought
winter.
a machete just for this purpose this
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
Josh,
they
fun.
will
Josh
not
knows.
burn.
Nope.
Yes,
It
no.
won't burn.
And I mean, the leaves will eventually because they dry out pretty good. But that's about the only. But eventually is a very strong word there. And mulch them over. Now they are hardy to, I believe, zone 5 or 4.
They're super hardy.
Yeah.
You gotta do anything.
Yeah.
kill 'em.
But the thing is, with the freeze last year, I found that some of the stumps that they usually grow back from froze out.
Uh-huh.
And so if
Wow.
you want to preserve those stumps, then you probably need to mulch those over. And I mean, maybe some years they just die out anyway, but I've found that when I mulch them, I get them growing back more from there than just sending out a ton of pups. Although they do that anyway, but it helps kind of control the spread a little.
You have a grove of banana trees. Austin did a It's Worth a Grow on your banana trees a couple years back.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
And my gosh.
Musa Bajju, we have tons of them, don't we?
We
Oh,
still do
yeah.
have a
Yeah.
lot. Yes.
We have a lot
do.
in stock at the nursery.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for elephant ears, guys.
You could mulch those over too.
Yeah.
In a pot.
In
Okay.
a pot.
In a pot, I don't know. Dig those up, maybe.
Or dig
Yeah,
them
if they're
out.
in a
Put 'em
pot,
in your
just
shed.
bring them in.
Yeah. Put them in your garage.
Very cool. Very, very
Hey, what does
cool.
that music mean?
That went fast.
It means it's time. It's time to get out of here. You got to get out to the nursery and pick something up new because you got to get it planted because there's a football game this afternoon.
Well, outstanding weather is
Yeah.
in your favor today.
Absolutely
So no matter
it
what
is.
you got going on, come on out and see us.
Yep,
No
absolutely.
dust.
Yep, and see the new parking lot. It really is cool. You'll enjoy your visit at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. I promise you, it is worth the drive from everywhere. Hey, for the entire At Home Show team, we thank you for participating. Go out to all your social media, like, share, subscribe. Ring bells. Do everything that you got to do. Spread
And tell
the word.
your friends.
Tell your friends. Oh, you got to ring a bell on one of
Gotta
these
ring a
things.
bell.
So we'll
Yes.
see you next Saturday morning right here from the Green Room Studio at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.